starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to our lecturer Dr. Julaida binti Kaliwan and classmates. Today, our group will be present about land reclamation. So first of all, let me introduce my group member. My name Nur Izatul Nabila Ayu binti Awang Abdul Halim and my friends.
My name Syifa Syahira binti Muhammad Sendi.
My name Nurul Hashimah binti Salamah.
This is the table of content, which is they have definition, materials of land reclamation method, benefits, challenge, standards, safety and health, consideration in the planning and design, land reclamation guidelines, sustainable consideration, and other related issues.
Definition of land reclamation. Land reclamation is the process of creating new land from the site such as the sea, lakes, riverbeds, and so on, to increase the amount of available land that could be put to economic use, such as for agriculture, housing, or industry is the general aim of land reclamation. Types of activity that are referred to as land reclamation. First, usually in wetland and waterway areas that are modified to convert them into usable land. Second, to restore damaged land to its original state, for example, to restore beaches that has been damaged by natural process. Materials of land reclamation. 1. Clay. Clay soil can be used for reclaiming below water level and can be treated with foundation soil. Clay soils are usually excavated by scooping, scraping, grabbing, or cutting. 2. Sand. It is easy to handle. Extraction and transportation are easy and hydraulic. Filling is feasible. The reclaimed land has higher bearing capacity. 3. Hillcut. Hillcut is better than clay material. However, hillcut usually has poor drainage. Hydraulic filling is not possible and it has to be transported either by truck or conveyor belt. 4. Rock. It will provide good load-bearing foundation. However, there is a limitation to the handling of rock. Only transportation by truck or conveyor belt is possible. 5. Boulders, cobbles, and gravel. Cobbles and gravel can provide good load-bearing formation after filling. However, transportation by hydraulic filling becomes difficult and severe wearing of the discharge pipe will occur.
Land reclamation method. The first method is infiling method. This is the most simple method, involve filling the area with large amount of heavy rock or cement, then filling with rock or cement. And this material used to fill the area is generally called infill. Next, draining of submerged land method, used to reclaim wetlands or land for agriculture. Third, deep cement mixing, typically used in situations which the material displaced by either dredging or draining that may contaminate and hence need to be contained. And the last one is land dredging. This is the removal of sediments and debris from the bottom of body water and used for maintaining reclaimed land masses as sedimentation, a natural process, fill, channel, and harbor naturally. Why do we need reclaimed land? The first one is land may be damaged due to natural hazard. Next, human activities also, for example, poor farming method. Third, cases of waterlogged land, for example, swamps and wetland. And the last one is problem of land scarcity, where it may be difficult to find the new land to restore or improve. Types of land that can be reclaimed. Derelict land or abandoned land. This land cannot be used until the damage is repaired, because more commonly a result of human activities and sometimes by natural disaster. For example, abandoned farming land, mining area, and coastal land. There are several land reclamation techniques. So they are dry method, hydraulic filling, direct dumping, rehandling pit method, dredging, and sand spreading. Firstly is dry method, suitable for filling material from land source, especially rock hill cut and clay fill. Filling or transporting clay fill material into the sea would create viscous slurry, and it takes more time to become usable land. Dry method use a truck or conveyor belt to transport fill material to extend the land towards the sea. This method also work well for shore location with underlying competent seabed soil. If the seabed soil is weak because of displacement, a mud wave would be created in front of the field. In that case, a greater portion of filling material will be required. Second is hydraulic filling method, suitable for granular and not for shallow seabed. This technique also used for carrier filling out from an offshore source. Third is direct dumping. This method is used when the seabed is deep. By opening the bottom of the barge, the fill material is dumped at the designed area. As shown at the slide, the bottom barge are open and then fill dumped. This method used not only for granular but also for stiff clay and soft clay. This method location is generally controlled by a global positioning system. Next, rehandling pit method. It transports sand by barge and dumps the filling materials such as clay or rock only temporarily for storage in the pit. The capacity of the pit is normally a million cubic meters. It is dredging the sand at borough source by using one cutter suction hopper dredging, then transport it to the rehandling pit. Next, dredging. Dredging process known as the removal of underwater sediment involving the method of excavation. Soils and rock are excavated for channel and harbor deepening for land reclamation to keep the waterway navigable for ships and boats. It has different purpose, but the main objective is typically to recover material that has some value or to deepen the channel. And the last is sand spreading. This method is implemented at shallow seabed, soft seabed soil, and if rehandling pit is necessary. Spreading sand over water with sufficiently high water level above seabed, each grain will fall gradually through water and rest gently on seabed. And when sand touch seabed, the impact force on the ultra soft soil is very small. This method also produces a very loose fill and hence a lower fill density.
Benefits of land reclamation: 1. Improve agricultural land. 2. Help areas with restrict land use. 3. Reclaimed land can be used for multiple purposes. 4. It allows for further growth of a country's industries. 5. A feasible solution for the problem of overcrowding. 6. Expanding the carrying capacity of land and takes pressure off urban areas. Challenge in land reclamation. First, initial drainage. The first phase of reclamation is drainage. This is necessary to improve accessibility, particularly if heavy equipment is to be used. the initial installation of drains at strategic positions allow access for equipment, either by temporary road or narrow gauge railway. Second, burning. Apart from being a rapid way of removing the cut vegetation, the ashes improve the fertility of the pit in the initial years of cropping. Frequent burns can lead to rapid lowering of the pit surface, but more directly, it can lead to intensive pit fires when not properly controlled. Third, clearing. The clearing of vegetation is often difficult. Unstable wet surface with low bearing strength make the use of bulldozers or tractor with winches impossible. Clearing should be carefully programmed to avoid the clearance of too large area. The peeling up and burning of clear vegetation should be avoided. 4. Organization. The activity should be carried out according to a prepared blueprint under strict rules and regulations. Government that sponsor reclamation projects sometimes fail because of the lack of or only blatant recognition of the erratic behavior of pit swims when reclaimed.
Safety, health, and environmental aspect. There should be a better planning for reclamation of wetland as it could harm the aquatic ecosystem and fastens the erosion of sand due to absence of mangrove trees in the erosion buffer zone. Enclose the site with cover dam before start the reclamation. Construct containment bunds made from rock or geotextile bags of sand to barricade and push the sea away, and the setup prevents suspended silt from escaping and causing the surrounding sea to become turbid.
Hi, my name is Syifa Syahira binti Muhammad Sandy, and I will present about standards. First, regulate members stay current with land reclamation research, legislation, directive, guidelines, industry standards, and other reference documentation related to land reclamation. Regulate members regularly review the reference material used to support their practice and obtain more current versions when available. Attend conferences, workshops, and updates related to land reclamation. Communicate with regulators, research scientists, educators, and other practitioners to ensure they remain current with current land reclamation knowledge and trends. Second, regulated members understand the limits of their knowledge, skills, and experience, and seek the expertise of other professionals where necessary. Regulated members make appropriate scientific, technical, practical, and logistical decisions based on their education and experiential knowledge in land reclamation. Apply their skill and use judgment in an ethical manner. Seek advice and input from other professionals when their expertise is insufficient to make competent decisions and recommendations. Third, regulate members clearly understand their role within the practice area. Regulate members understand their role in land reclamation project and do not exceed the boundaries of that role. Do not accept land reclamation work that is beyond their expertise and work experience level unless they conduct it under the direct supervision of qualified regulated professionals. Only accept responsibility for other professionals' work when they are confident through direct supervision or interaction that the professional has completed the work in a competent manner. Fourth, regulate members clearly understand a project scope and terms of reference and ensure alignment with a project execution plan. Regulate members understand the objective, scope, and deliverable for a project and work within the terms of reference for the project. Use a consistent and true process for management of a project. Reclam may review the project execution plan and approve budget to ensure alignment with project goals and objectives. 5. Regulate members strive for continuous improvement. Regulate members seek advice from other professionals to enhance their knowledge of land reclamation practice. Participate in knowledge sharing with other members to advise professional practice in land reclamation. Document best management practices in land reclamation and implement best practice where feasible. 6. Recruit members review the requirements of this practice standard and address any practice differences through the ongoing continuous competence program. Recruit members conduct self-assessment based on education, work experience, skill set, and performance requirements indicated within this practice standard. Review the self-assessment with a senior qualified professional. Identify and deficiency and develop a plan to address them. Require participant in the AIA continuing competing program as required by the Agrology Professions Act. For this slide, I will present about consideration in the planning and design. They have three, which is layout planning, erosion prevention or protection, and types of soil. I will explain one by one in the next slide. First, layout planning. Any reclamation project should be considered to hydro characteristic of the area, offshore and natural wave condition, biochemical details, tide, and other are needed for intent observation. The correct setting of platform level is critical to the functional performance of the reclamation works as well as its financial viability. A proper conducted engineering study that are qualified only prove and trust approach of developing project layout and dimension. Second, erosion prevention and protection. Reclaimed land should be bounded by stable sandy beaches. The works to defend against erosion can be very costly and therefore it must be accounted for in the outlay of capital costs. There are many forms of erosion protection measures such as revetment, articulate concrete slab or mattress, sea wall, and others. Seawalls and other vertical face design are typically not favored due to the possible incidence of excessive to scarring and billowing of forced soil, resulting in structural failure. Another important consideration in the design of protective works is that it should not result in the transfer of the hazard of erosion to the adjacent shoreline. A classic example is groin construction. Third, types of soil. When the reclamation work were carried out over clay foundation, that is marine clay, an adequate consideration should be given to the problem of construction difficulties and excessive settlement. Marine clay were found at the west coast of Malaysia, low shear strength and high compressively. Consolidation settlement in marine clay can last for up to 30 until 50 years. Engineering problems that could be found loss of fill materials, slip failure, and excessive post-construction settlement. The contractor should be find different ways to improve the engineering properties.
Next, land reclamation guideline. As we know, the guideline is important when we do some work that guide us to avoid the unwanted work happen or the harmful thing that may happen during the process is done. For the land reclamation guideline, there are some policy and legal requirements that related we undergo the land reclamation. For example, National Physical Plan, April 2005, Environmental Quality Order, Prescribed Activities, Environmental Impact Assessment, 1987, Environmental Quality Regulation, Schedule West 2005, Environmental Quality Regulation, CLIA, 1987, Environmental Quality Regulation, Sewage and Industrial Effluent, 1979, Town and Country Planning Act, and also Federal Department of Town and Country Planning. The reclamation guideline contain the important thing that must be followed and care we undergo the land reclamation project. First of the guideline is site selection, is to identify key potential project impact areas. The project proponent and environmental consultant to corroborate the National Physical Plan 2005 published by the Department of Town and Country Planning in selecting site to reclaim in order to avoid coastal environmental sensitive areas. Second is key issues and scope. In this description of the proposed project, existing environment. Third is statement of need. This part will highlight the various benefits such as social, economic, cultural, and aesthetic that may accrue from the project. And the last one is environmental management. Plan to identify key potential project impact areas and set up a program for monitoring the potential impact.
Next, sustainable consideration. Professional agrologists and registered technologists in agrology bring their knowledge about agriculture, ecology, hydrology, soil, vegetation, and reclamation equipment to the practice of land reclamation. Specifically, this knowledge includes the following: soil chemistry, soil physics, soil biology, and soil fertility. For other related issues, this is the case study at Colombo Port City. This is located at Sri Lanka, India. The new city spanned on 269 hectares, which is 2.69 km². The project was launched on 17 September 2014, complete June 2019, and it takes 1.4 billion USD, and it's developed of co-development by Sri Lanka government and China CHEC Port City Columbia BVT Ltd.
At the crossroads in the east, by the shores of the Indian Ocean, a new city is rising. Port City, Colombo, is jointly developed by China Communications Construction Company, a Fortune 500 company, and the government of Sri Lanka. It is the single largest foreign direct investment in this country. Port City, Colombo's vision is to be a world-class city in South Asia, filling the void of financial centers between Singapore and Dubai. Forbes named it as one of 5 new cities that are set to shake up the future. In 2014, Chinese President Xi Jinping and then Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa witnessed the opening ceremony, which commemorates the beginning of the project. Port City was reclaimed by using the open sea reclamation workmanship, a combination of computer-sided simulations and synergistic collaboration ensured the reclamation and breakwater construction to be carried out simultaneously in a precise manner. 4 self-propelled trailing suction hopper dredgers, including Asia's largest and most advanced Junyang 1, were involved, which enable reclamation to proceed 24/7 uninhibited by weather conditions and the southwestern monsoon. The reclaimed land is then subjected to dynamic compaction and vibroflotation to ensure required consolidation density for further development. The waves of the ocean flowing through inner lagoon. An artificial canal renews the water body in the project boundary every 10 days, ensuring exceptional water quality. In January 2019, Port City Colombo has completed reclaiming all 269 hectares of land. The quality of the breakwater is greatly enhanced by using Asia's largest 200-ton excavator and the world's most advanced visualization system to assist in the underwater installation of the Chinese pods. The GPS visualized slope system with long-arm excavators ensures accuracy of slope profiles of the breakwater. Third-party independent professionals monitored construction activities to ensure compliance with strict environmental guidelines. In August 2019, the 3,245 meters long offshore breakwater and all other marine structures were completed. These marine structures can withstand about 7.6 meter height of wave, which is in 200 years return period with an overload safety factor. To date, more than 10,000 Sri Lankans and 70 Sri Lanka companies have participated during the construction stage of the project. The localization level is well above 70%. Port City Colombo implemented the Fishermen's Livelihood Improvement Program, which benefited more than 77 fishermen's associations and approximately 13,000 fishermen and their families. It has also actively participated in numerous other programs and organized events such as Island Tour for National Unity, touching the lives of Sri Lankans in 1,500 villages. Let the people of China and Sri Lanka join hands to build a better future and a united community.
Next, this is the second case study at Monaco. It's take 15 hectare size, called as Portis Cove. It takes 2 billion, provide 120 leisure apartments near the Casino de Monte Carlo, and the construction is Burgos construction.